Good day, everyone. For today's discussion, our group is going to present to you the topic Managing Production and Service Operation. For the contents of this topic, first is we're going to answer the question what is operation? Second, what is operation management? And third is we're going to talk about the flow of the operation and the function of an engineer manager. Fourth are the types of transformation process. So if we have this product that we have, then we have to consider the processes how we are going to transform a raw material to an expected output. Ang example ng process na to are manufacturing processes and service processes. And last are the important parts of a productive system. So now, what is operation? Operation are any processes that accepts inputs and uses resources to change those inputs in useful ways. Meaning to say that operation is the process of changing or developing inputs to building our desired outputs. We need to consider the input or what is the input for an operation, then we have to use the different resources of our company or industry to change this input into our desired output, or what we should say is our product. So for the production processes, first is the input. Input includes the land, the labor of our subordinates, the capital, and entrepreneurship. Second is the transformation processes. So what are the equipments that we're going to use? The procedure or the step-by-step or systematic procedure that we're going to follow. And last is the technology that we're going to use to convert this input into what is our expected output. And so for our outputs, this includes our product services. And just what I've said a while ago, our output can be a tangible product or a services. An example for services is yung mga lawyers na nagno-notarize and mga engineers na gumagawa ng mga plano, or di kaya mga doctors na nagbibigay ng serbisyo para sa ating mga medical concern. So what is operation management? Operation management is the process of planning, organizing, and controlling operations to reach objectives efficiently and effectively. This operation management includes planning, sabi nga. And as we all know, planning is important as this is the must first move for having an effective and efficient outcome. Second is organizing. When we say organizing, we should form committees, subcommittees, departments to work for their specific and assigned job. Last is control. We need to control our resources, our financial, equipments, materials, and logistics. So for the operation and the engineer manager, ito yung mga examples ng mga engineers that is related to being an engineer manager. Hindi lang naman ito, mayroon ding iba. First is manufacturing engineer. Ang trabaho ng manufacturing engineer is to determine and define the equipment, tools, and process required to convert the design of the desired product into reality in an efficient manner. Second is a construction engineer. Construction engineer are responsible for the actual construction of whatever has agreed to put up and required to do it using the least expensive and easiest method. Hindi porket sinabing least expensive is dapat ng substandard yung mga materials na inputs, kasi kapag gano'n naman ang ginawa, yung output na kalalabasan mo can damage the well-being of our community and people.
Engineer as operation manager must find ways to contribute to the production of quality goods or services and the reduction of costs in his departments. So the engineer as an operation manager plays a very important role sa isang company. Hindi lang siya basta nag-oversee ng operations, kailangan niyang maghanap ng paraan para mababa ang gastos. Pero at the same time, ma-maintain or even improve yung quality ng products or services. The engineer in this position have a big role sa pagpapabuti ng mga systems at workflows sa kumpanya. Kung may problema sa production, sila yung mag-a-analyze kung saan may inefficiency. Tapos gagawa sila ng solusyon na cost-effective. In short, dapat balance, quality and cost. Kaya mahalaga na may technical knowledge and leadership skills yung engineer in this position. Kasi siya yung tulay between technical team and management. So there are two types of transformation process, manufacturing process and service processes. Under manufacturing process, jobs shop, batch flow, worker baseline flow, machine baseline flow, and batch or continuous flow hybrid. Sa service processes naman ay service factory, service shop, mass service, and professional service. I will explain this in a later presentation.
So let's proceed with the manufacturing process. Manufacturing process are those that refer to the making of products by hands or machinery. It is system or method used to transform raw materials or components into finished goods. The choice of process depends on the quantity needed, how customized the product is, the available equipment, and how much efficiency or flexibility is required. Some processes are suited for producing large quantities of standard items, while others are better for creating customized products in small batches. The first type of manufacturing process is the job shop. It is a production based on sales orders for a variety of small lots. It is a manufacturing process used when products are made in small amounts and are often customized according to customer requirements. The production setup is usually flexible and machines are grouped by type. Since each order is different, the product follows its own unique production path. This method is suitable for businesses that focus on variety and customer-specific designs rather than large quantities. It required skilled labor and allows for creativity, but it's slower and more costly compared to mass production. So, ginagamit ang service na ito kapag may mga order na iba-iba ang design at kailangan ng customization. Madalas natin itong nakikita sa mga negosyo na gumagawa ng mga products na ayon sa gusto ng customer. So, for example is furniture shop, cake shop, and dress shop. Next is batch flow. Batch flow is where lots of generally owned design products are manufactured. In a batch flow process, products are manufactured in groups or batches instead of one by one. Each batch completes the entire production process before another batch begins. This method is practical when producing moderate quantities and when there's a need to switch from one product type to another. It's more efficient than job shop production because of the similarity within each batch. But there's still downtime in between batches for adjustments. So base sa pangalang batch flow, ginagamit ang service na to sa may mga batch production. It is a manufacturing process where similar items are produced in groups, with each batch going through specific stages together before moving on the next stage. Example nito is bakeries, food factories, at clothing companies, kung saan per batch ang pag-produce nila. Next is the worker pace assembly line. Refers to a production layout arranged in a sequence to accommodate processing of large volumes of standardized products or services. A working pace assembly line is a setup where the product moves from one workstation to the next, and each step is done by a worker. The pace of production is controlled by workers themselves. it's useful for standardized items where every product follows the same steps, but human skills are important to maintain quality. Since the pace depends on people, it can be adjusted when needed, but it's not as fast as machine-driven lines. So, ginagamit ito kapag may linya ng paggawa at bawat tao ay may kanya-kanyang task. Kung mabilis ang workers, mabilis din ang production. Kung mabagal, bumabagal din ang takbo. Next one is machine-paced assembly line. This type produces mostly standard products with machines playing a significant role. A machine-paced assembly line is a highly automated system where machines control how fast and when the products moves along the line. It's designed for mass production of standardized products, making it very efficient for large volumes. Machines perform the same tasks repeatedly with high speed and consistency, but it lacks flexibility. Changing product designs or stopping the line can be difficult and time-consuming. So makikita ito sa mga lugar na tuloy-tuloy ang paggawa ng produkto gamit ang mga machines. At halos wala nang pakialam ang tao sa bilis dahil nakaset na ito. But because it is made by machines, it is harder to stop or customize. Example nito is canned goods production and electronic gadgets where you need high-speed assembly. Next is continuous flow. Continuous flow is where lots of generally owned design products are manufactured. The continuous flow process is used to manufacture large volumes of identical products in a non-stop operation. In continuous flow, the entire production system runs non-stop 24/7 with very high volume and no room for interruption. Everything is highly automated, with materials constantly moving through each stage. It's ideal for production that are uniform like fluids, gases, or molten materials. Any pause can result in waste, damage, or major delays, so once it starts, it has to keep going. This method is used in industries where efficiency and consistency are more important than flexibility. For example is chemical manufacturing. Kapag gumagawa ng chemical tulad ng acids o industrial cleaning liquids, hindi pwedeng patigil-tigil ang daloy because it might make unnecessary chemical reactions. Another one is electricity generation. Yung mga planta ng kuryente like hydro, coal, or geothermal, continuous ang operation. Dapat walang tigil ang supply ng enerhiya sa grid. And last one is batch and continuous flow. This method is a combination of the batch and the continuous flow. The batch or continuous flow method is a combination of the two system batch and continuous. It allows the production to run in longer cycles like a continuous process, but it still gives flexibility to switch to different products after a certain amount. This is ideal when companies need both high output and the ability to make different product types using the same line. So, ginagamit ito kung kailangan ng tuloy-tuloy na production, pero may panahon din para palitan ang settings depende sa uri ng produktong kailangan gawin.
Service processes. Service processes refer to the provision of services to people, usually done manually or directly. Ibig sabihin, hindi ito produkto na gawa sa makina, kundi serbisyo na ino-offer ng tao para sa tao. Service processes are fundamental in various industries because they are directly tied to customer experience. This process might depend on the type of service and the needs of the client. In this type of operations, the care and attention to detail of this service are important on the expectations by the customers. Kaya't ang bawat hakbang sa serbisyo ay dapat planado, efficient, and high quality. Importante na maayos ang coordination at communication sa pagitan ng service providers upang maibigay ang pinakamahusay na serbisyo. There are 4 types of service processes: service factory, service shop, mass service, and professional service. Una, service factory. Ito yung mga may limited lang na services pero malaki yung operations. Kaya nakakasave sila through economics of scale. Halimbawa, airlines or hotels na may standard services na maraming tao ang pinagsisilbihan pero malaki ang scale ng operations. Mas efficient sila sa pagpaparami ng serbisyo dahil sa laki ng kanilang negosyo. Next ay service shop. Ito naman yung may diverse o maraming klase ng services. Mas flexible sila compared sa service factory. Halimbawa, car repair shops o hospitals, kung saan iba't ibang klase ng serbisyo ang binibigay depende sa pangangailangan ng kliyente. Ang bawat serbisyo ay customized o personalized based sa specific requirements ng customer. And then we have mass service. Dito, sabay-sabay pinagsisilbihan ng maraming tao. Karaniwang standardized services ang mga ito, tulad ng mga schools o retail stores. Sa mass service, ang focus ay sa efficiency at consistency ng serbisyo sa bawat customer. Lastly is professional service. Ito yung mga companies na nagbibigay ng specialized o expert services sa ibang firms o individuals. Halimbawa, law firms, accounting firms, or consulting agencies. Mas focus sila sa quality and expertise, kaya ang kanilang serbisyo ay kadalasang mas mahal at mas focus sa may specific na pangangailangan ng kanilang kliyente.
Okay guys, today I will discuss the important parts of productive system to process our product. Number 1, the very first important part in the system is the product design. Sabi dito, it refers to the process of creating a set of product specifications appropriate to the demand of the situation. Okay, moving on. Number 2, the product planning. So, it is defined as forecasting the future sales of a given product, translating this forecast into the demand it generates for various production facilities, and arranging the procurement of these facilities. So, basically, sabi lang dito, kung pagkatapos na yung product design, yung designing ng product natin, of course, mag-undergo ito sa technical design planning because we need to specify, identify the procedures and the materials to use. Kung ilang manpower ba yung kailangan, kung magkano, at saka gaano kabilis yung pagtatrabaho nito in terms of period of time. Okay, let's move on, no? Purchasing and materials management. This refers to the approach that seeks efficiency of operation through integration of all materials acquisition, movement, and storage activities in the firm. So, since we already have the plans and logistics that we are going to use, then need natin na i-purchase yung materials yun. Tsaka, yung mga materials na gagamitin natin, need nila na it should have to pass materials management also. Kaya, sa mga engineering organization, we have this materials engineer, and yung mga materials engineer po, sila yung mga mag-identify and specify ng materials na gagamitin sa projects. Okay? Inventory control. It is the process of establishing and maintaining appropriate levels of reserve stocks of goods. So, yung inventory, it is synonymous to stocks. Saka, the inventory is also important in productive system kasi we might be able to break the operation if we lose the supply of the materials. Dapat kung sino yung in charge ng inventory, dapat alam nila kung gaano kadami ang gagamitin araw-araw at alam nila kung ilan ang natira sa inventory para magkaroon ng continuous and smooth process of production of material. Kasi kapag nagkamali yung in charge dito, maaaring walang magagamit na materials bukas, especially if yung mga materials na yun ay nanggaling pa sa ibang bansa. Need pa kasi ng shipping or transport kapag nangyari yun. Kaya crucial itong inventory control. Kapag, for example, no, na-break yung operation, wala tayong output na magagawa. So, kapag walang output,
babayaran natin yung operational expenses. So, ang laki ng risk, no, kapag nangyari yun. Kaya it is very crucial for our productive system, this inventory control. Okay, let's move on. Workflow layout is the process of determining the physical arrangement of the production system. Dito, no, it must have a smooth flow and no barrier kung pwede lang. Tsaka, dun sa workflow layout, need na kung pwede lang, dapat yung workflow layout natin is side by side and dapat malapit lang yung next process to minimize the transportation time. Pero meron din factors na need i-consider. For example, yung supply ng gravel and sand. For example, no, dun sa location A, relatively close lang siya dun sa location ng pagtatrabahuhan. Pero mas malaki yung expenses dito kumpara dun sa location C. Pero yung what gives dun sa location C, cheap lang yung price ng mga supply. Pero malayo siya. So maghahanap tayo ng other option dun sa location B na relatively cheap, not that expensive, at saka not that far away lang naman, na hindi gaano kalayo dun sa location ng pagtatrabahuhan. So, okay, let's move on sa quality control. This refers to the arrangement of products of services against standards set by the company. So, dito sa quality control, kailangan natin yung QA, yung quality assurance. Tsaka dapat yung mga taong in charge dito, kailangan sila na stricto to ensure the product quality, prevent costly recalls and lawsuits, and to maintain the company's reputation. Kasi tayong mga Pilipino mahilig tayo sa pwede na yan, konti lang yung diferensya. Tapos, for example, no, inutusan ka na kumuha ng 10 mm steel bar ng boss mo, tapos wala kang mahanap. 8 mm lang yung available at that time. Tapos sasabihin mo sa boss mo na 8 mm lang meron boss, pwede na to, konti lang naman diferensya. Di po pwede yan. Kailangan na kung ano yung specify din sa product design mo na 10 mm la pa dapat yung gagamitin kasi to meet the QA, the quality assurance ng company nyo. Okay? So, that's all. Thank you for listening. Sana may natutunan kayo ngayong araw and goodbye.